بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. الحمد لله الذي أنزل على عبده الكتاب ولم يجعل له عوجا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. وأشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلوات الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد، فقد قال جل وعلا بعد أن أقول أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. وقال جل وعلا بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أتى أمر الله فلا تستعجلوا سبحانه وتعالى عما يشركون. ينزل الملائكة بالروح من أمره على من يشاء من عباده أن أنذروا أنه لا إله إلا أنا فاتقون. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من خاف أدلج ومن أدلج بلغ المنزل. ألا إن سلعة الله الغالية ألا إن سلعة الله الجنة أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم. I begin in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. I send my humble salutations upon the chosen one Muhammad, his companions, his family members, and those who follow the footsteps until the day of resurrection. And I greet you with the greeting of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. One of the very common words that is used when we talk about Islamic speeches, lectures, sermons, and other types of Islamic activities. And it's not only used in those categories, but also used commonly amongst people in their conversation. It's a very, very wholesome word. It's a very holy word. And we translate it into many different ways. The word is at-taqwa. If you were to see in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has connected this word with many of the aspects of religious actions. Taqwa is connected with salah. Taqwa is connected with fasting. Taqwa is connected with obligatory spending as well as sadaqah, charity. Taqwa is connected with Hajj. وَتَزَوَّدُوا فَإِنَّ خَيْرَ الزَّادِ التَّقْوَى وَاتَّقُونِ يَا أُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ. Allah says, take provision when you are going for the journey of Hajj, and the best provision is piety, taqwa. And then, moving on to other aspects of life, preventing oneself from the disobedience of Allah Azza wa Jal, taqwa is used over there. Giving charity, helping someone out, taqwa is used over there. Being a good believer, having good characters in your life, the word taqwa is used over there. So this is a very connected word with all the aspects of life, especially all the aspects of religious affairs of every individual. So we're going to talk about this word today, and exactly what this word means, and what's the outcome, what's the meaning of this word. How are we going to implement it into our life? Because it has the meaning of protecting oneself, becoming pious, fearful, and so on. So there are many translations, they use the word and it is translated into many ways. So we're going to dissect this word and exactly what the Sahaba and the companions of the Prophet ﷺ would refer to when they were talking about taqwa. What taqwa meant to them, how they considered taqwa in their life, and what were the aspects they were trying to be mindful when they would use this word taqwa in their life. And the whole purpose behind this is, many times we use a word for many good purposes, but it's rarely that we are understanding that word in its fully understanding or full meaning of it. So when you don't understand something fully, even to implement it, to go one step further, it becomes difficult. Ali bin Abi Talib radiallahu anhu, the companion of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, as well as the son-in-law of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, someone came to him and they asked him, what is taqwa? So he explained taqwa in 4 different things. That if you have these 4 things in your life, that means this is the essence of taqwa. This is the essence of piety. Number 1 is at-taqwa hiya al-khawf min al-jalil. Is to have the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now when we talk about fear, khawf is not just the fear that you have because someone's going to hit you or someone's going to harm you. Khawf is a different type of fear that a person has when it comes to the matter, when it comes to the understanding, when it connects with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? Allah Azza wa Jal also uses the word tahdhir in the Arabic language, which also gives the meaning of being fearful. Right? But when you say Allah Azza wa Jal is making you fearful of Him, it doesn't mean that Allah Azza wa Jal does not like you. Allah says, وَيُحَذِّرُكُمُ اللَّهُ نَفْسَهُ. Allah is making you cautious of His own self. Allah is making you fearful of His own self. Why? إِنَّ اللَّهَ رَؤُوفٌ بِالْعِبَادِ. Because Allah is merciful to His servants, to His people. And when we talk about fear, a complete understanding comes into our mind that we're talking about a fear that a person is frightened, he's scared, he doesn't like to be in that situation, he is not feeling comfortable, so on and so forth. But over here, the fear of Allah Azza wa Jal refers to is towards the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah Azza wa Jal does not like to punish people, no. Allah's mercy is much more greater. In the narration of Sahih al-Bukhari, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, لَمَا خَلَقَ اللَّهُ سُبْحَانَهُ وَتَعَالَى الْخَلْقِ. When Allah created the universe and all the people within the universe, كَتَبَ فِي كِتَابِهِ فَهُوَ مَكْتُوبٌ عِنْدَهُ تَحْتَ الْعَرْشِ. Allah wrote a ruling for Himself, which is written under the arsh and the throne of Allah, إِنَّ رَحْمَتِي تَغْلِبُ غَضَبِي. That indeed my mercy overpowers my wrath. My mercy overpowers my wrath. So I am merciful to all the creation. The mercy of Allah Azza wa Jal, it's descending on every individual. When we talk about the fear of Allah Azza wa Jal, it's the understanding that a person needs to bring into his life that Allah is so nice and kind to me, I should be ashamed of myself disobeying His commandments. And those commandments of Allah are pertaining to certain body parts. The first and foremost is your tongue, is the usage of your tongue. So being fearful for Allah, meaning being in the conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that I should not misuse my tongue. Now what does it mean by misusing your tongue? It's to talk about things which are not accurate. Lying, cheating, backbiting, slandering, cursing, foul language. These are all aspects, many of times a person, he says certain things, but he doesn't realize the outcome of it. Allah's Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that when a person uses foul language, when he curses, when he uses bad words, the angels, they depart from this individual in lieu because of the foul smell that is coming out of this individual. Right? We have many people that, we don't like to stay next to them. Why? Because their breath stinks. Right? Their breath stinks. So sometimes you kind of back yourself out. Resisting yourself. You stink. Right? So sometimes you even say to the person that, your breath stinks. But sometimes you don't want to say it to be rude to him, so you kind of take a few steps back. Why? Because the foul smell of his breath or her breath is giving you a difficulty. It is giving you a discomfort. It is giving you a situation that you don't want to be near. Similarly, when a person uses bad words, it's the same way that angels, they don't want to be near you because you have a very foul smell coming from your mouth. An individual misusing. So misusing of tongue does not mean that you go up to someone and you say, you know, this word or that word. No. Even hinting towards something. This is why in the narration of Sunan ibn Majah, once Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was sitting in front of the Kaaba. And when he was sitting in front of the Kaaba, he was looking at the Kaaba and there were a companion next to him. He addresses a companion, he says, how beautiful is the house of Allah. How greatness is for this house. How dignity and honor is for this house. And then he said to Sahaba, can you imagine that someone would come and break this with their own hand, a person, a believer? Is there a possibility? No, Prophet of Allah. Who's going to do this? Maybe the worst individual on earth probably do this. Right? He goes and he breaks the house of Allah Azza wa Jalla with his own hand. A person who is completely doomed. And then Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam addressed the Sahaba and he said, you know, a dignity and an honor of a believer is more important than the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Heart of a person is more important. Right? If you break a heart of a person, it is more severe. So when we talk about, if you put into the theory, you can't even imagine someone doing this action of breaking the Kaaba, na'udhu billah. Right? But every single day, our words are hitting the hearts of people. We are breaking many of them. But we don't realize that. We consider that a great sin. And I'm not pointing out individuals that you are doing this, no. It's a collective work and a collective rectification. Because when a sin is not known, it's very hard to rectify it. If you don't know what you're doing wrong, then how are you going to fix it? The only way you can fix something when you know there is a problem, right? If you don't know there is a problem, then how are you going to fix it? There is no way of fixing it because you don't think there is a problem. Right? And that's one of the things that majority of the people today are involved in. What are they involved in? That I am good and the other guy is bad. I am good. If I have a problem with this person, I was right, I was fine, I was good, I was nice. He was bad or she was bad. So the problem starts from them, not from me. Right? So that's the first thing, protecting your tongue. We're talking about khawf, the fear of Allah, which is the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in one's heart. The second thing is hands, right? When we talk about hands, grasping things, touching things, which can put you in a very bad situation. Then moves on to the eyes, looking at things which are not right. The fear of Allah has to be there also. The conscience of Allah has to be there also. So we talked about the tongue, we talked about the hand, we talked about the eyes. And then, the thinking of an individual. You are intending to go and do bad to someone. Even that has to be protected. That has to be protected under the shield that Allah Azza wa Jal, He knows what I am thinking. وَيَعْلَمُ مَا فِي الصُّدُورِ. Allah says, He knows what's in your heart. He knows what are you thinking of. يَعْلَمُ خَائِنَةَ الْأَعْيُنِ وَمَا تُخْفِي الصُّدُورِ. Allah says He knows what problems you create with your own eyes and what you hide in your chest. Allah is aware of it. And then in our action, even in a good deed, why? We have to save it due to our intention. So that's the first thing Ali bin Abi Talib radiallahu anhu says, التقوى هي الخوف من الجليل. is to have that consciousness of Allah Azza wa Jal in your heart, and the fear that if I disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'm bringing a problem with my own hand. I'm putting a fire at my own house with my own hand. So that's the first thing. Number two is وَالْعَمَلُ بِالتَّنْزِيلِ. That's number two. This is what we're talking about here. I don't want you to lose focus. We're talking about the definition of taqwa, which is a word that is commonly used, rarely understood. A word that is commonly used, rarely understood. So the first thing is, the definition of this taqwa is al-khawfu min al-jalil wal-amalu bit-tanzil. Number two is to practice on what is revealed. What has been revealed to you is to do action on it. That is also part of taqwa. Whatever orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are pertaining to me, are connected with me, I need to be aware of them, first of all. And second of all, I need to practice them in my life. Of course, I'm not perfect, and no one is perfect in this world. We are all workers. We all work. And for human beings, there is a part that every individual makes a mistake. But mistakes are not something that you should cry over for the rest of your life. Consider mistakes as lessons for rectification of future. Because Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, a believer is that individual who learns from their mistakes. So your mistakes are not actual mistakes, they are lessons of your life. You learn from them. You rectify yourself. You correct yourself. So next time this doesn't happen anymore. And a person who is not in a full aspect of believer is that individual who makes that mistake again and again and again. He continues to do that. He never has intention of rectification. He never has intention of perfection. He never has an intention of to fix himself. So consider mistakes as part of our lessons that we are learning in our life. And in those mistakes, if a person's intention is pure, and he's working for a good cause, Allah Azza wa Jal rectifies it himself. Allah Azza wa Jal doesn't take account of it. As Rasul said, "At-ta'ibu min al-dhanbi kaman la dhanba lahu." Tawbah is what? Tawbah is repentance from your mistakes. Things that you have done, and you have regret over them, you're asking Allah to forgive you for that. That's what tawbah is. So now, you're asking Allah Azza wa Jal to forgive you for that purpose. So what you need to do is, you need to ask Allah Azza wa Jal to learn from them and move on. Move on. We just need to move on. Ask Allah for forgiveness. And remember one thing. One of the things that shaitan brings into our life and into believers' mind is, I'm a bad guy, Allah's not going to forgive me. Right? Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, إِنَّ لِإِذْنِ آدَمَ لِمَّةً مِنَ الْمَلِكِ وَلِمَّةً مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ. Shaitan has an inspiration inside you, and an angel has an inspiration inside you. What's the inspiration of a devil inside you? It tells you Allah is never going to forgive you, because you're a bad guy. You did this wrong. No. Never lose hope from the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jalla. So وَالْعَمَلُ بِالتَّنْزِيلِ is the second portion. Practicing on what has been revealed to you. Why? Because it's for your own benefit. This is what taqwa is. Number three is, that's the third portion of what? The definition of the word taqwa. Number one, al-khawfu min al-jalil. Number two, al-amalu bit-tanzil. This is the narration of Ali bin Abi Talib, Tafsir al-Qurtubi. Right? Al-amalu bit-tanzil. Number two. Number three is al-qana'atu bil-qalil. This is taqwa. Contentment with what little you have. Contentment with what little you have. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that when a person is not thankful to Allah on what Allah has given him, Allah Azza wa Jal even takes that away from him. And when a person is thankful to Allah and what Allah has given him, Allah gives him in many folds. Allah increases for him. The biggest problem is not poverty. You know, a person says poverty is... No, biggest problem is the fear of poverty. That tomorrow if I don't have it, where am I going to eat from? So today I will try to, do whatever I can to consume it and to mass it and to preserve it and so on and so forth. So that fear that comes inside, and that's the second thing that Shaitan every single day inspires in the heart of every individual. That if you don't do this, then you're never going to have a peaceful life. If you don't do this, you're never going to have a peaceful life. So, number 3 is al-qana'atu min al-qaleel, is to be content in what little Allah has given you. But if you don't be content in what Allah has given you, then a person will never enjoy his or her life. Because he always has this thing in his mind, that tomorrow what's going to happen. But we understand, we fail to forget that Allah who takes care of me today, He is going to take care of me tomorrow also. يا ابن آدم لم أطالبك بعمل غد فلا تسألني عن رزق غد فإني لم أنسى من عصاني فكيف بمن أطاعني. Allah Azza wa Jal says in Hadith al-Qudsi that, O son of Adam, I never hold you accountable for tomorrow's action. If a person, na'udhu billah, may Allah protect everyone, if a person dies today, Allah is not going to ask him that why didn't you do the action of tomorrow? No. Your accountability is for today and yesterday and many days before. What's coming in the future, you have no accountability in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. لَمْ أُطَالِبْكَ بِعَمَلِ غَدٍ. Allah says, I don't hold you accountable for tomorrow's action. فَلَا تَسْأَلْنِي عَنْ رِزْقِ غَدٍ. So don't worry about tomorrow's sustenance. فَإِنِّي لَمْ أَنْسَ مَنْ عَصَانِي. I don't forget those who disobey me. فَكَيْفَ بِمَنْ أَطَاعَنِي. How can I forget those who obey me? Allah says, I don't forget those who disobey me. How can I forget those who obey me? Of taqwa, of piety. That al-qana'atu bil-qaleel. What small Allah has given you, be content with it. Hakim bin Hizam rahmatullah alayhi says, the people look for comfort in massing and having a lot of it, but they don't know that the real comfort lies in having little of it. Less of it, small of it. There's a book. There's this incident, a story, which is not an actual story, but it's been given by, for example, right? Ibn al-Jawzi rahimahullah, right, in Talbis, this story that it's given for as an example. There was this fisherman, a person who used to go and fish. So, and that was his primary business, that he would go and fish and he would sell the fish, get money, and that would be his living. So every single day, he would go to the seashore. He would catch 2 fishes. The first fish, he would send it home, and the second fish, he would go and sell it in the market. And whatever money he has, he would utilize it for his needs. So he would only catch 2 fish a day. So once he came in the morning, he got his 2 fish, he put it into his ice box that he had, and he was resting. So a wise man passed by. A wise man passed by, and he saw him sleeping at the seashore. He asked, wake him up. Wake up, it's for khutbah time, not sleeping time, right? He woke him up. He says, what's going on? He said, what are you doing? Don't you know I'm sleeping here? He said, why are you wasting your time? He says, what do you mean I'm wasting my time? He says, what do you do for a profession? What's your profession? He says, I catch fish and I sell them in the market. So why don't you go and start catching today? There is no fish. He says, there's a lot of fish, but I got my quota for today. I only catch 2 a day, and today I got my 2 right early in the morning, so I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the day. He says, you're not a wise man. You're not a smart man. You're a stupid man. What do you mean? He says, you should work the whole day catching as much as fish you can buy. You can catch. And then what I do, he says, go to the market and sell it. He says, okay, then what then happens? He says, you're going to have a lot of money. He says, okay, I'll have a lot of money. And then you can buy your own steamer. You can buy your own boat. And you can go further on into the ocean and catch more fish. He said, okay, I will do that. Then what happens? He says, then you will have an export business. People will buy from you. People will send it out from you. You'll have a big company running. Sardine. He says, okay, then what happens? He says, then you have a lot of money. You buy a massive house. He says, after I buy a massive house, what happens next? He said, you're going to rest. You're going to sleep comfortably. He said, 2 minutes ago, what was I doing? 2 minutes ago, what was I doing? He said, sleeping. He said, you want to go make me go around the whole world with a lot of stress, a lot of difficulty, a lot of situations, a lot of problems, and then go to sleep? I can just sleep now. As long as my thing is full, alhamdulillah, I have what I need for today, and that's it, move on. So, al-qana'atu bil-qaleel, this is what we're talking about. Be content in what little Allah has given you. Then you will have the real beauty of life. Then you will be able to enjoy the life that Allah has given you. Don't be fearful of tomorrow, because Allah who is taking care of you today, He's going to take care of you tomorrow, inshallah. And that's the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number 4, which is the last point. This is what? Definition of taqwa. The word that we use very commonly. So, number 4 is وَالْإِسْتِعْدَادُ لِيَوْمِ الرَّحِيلِ. Preparation for your destination. This is Ali ibn Abi Talib has put it in a very beautiful way. Al-isti'dad liyawm al-khawf min al-jalil wal-amal bil-tanzil wal-qana'atu bil-qalil wal-isti'dad liyawm al-rahil. Preparation for your destination. And when we talk about destination, where are we traveling to? Our traveling started Alam al-Arwah, and our destination is Jannah, inshallah. Say Ameen. So all the bias that we are going through, from the womb of the mother to childhood to this world to the graveyard to the day of judgment, to pull sirat, to hawl, and then move on, and then inshallah destination is Jannah. These are all bias. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, كن في الدنيا كأنك غريب أو عابر سبيل. Live in this world as if you're a traveler. What does a traveler do? You know, you're traveling from here, let's say, to Middle East, or you're going somewhere, and you have a stop in another country. So as soon as you get into the waiting room, you start putting your stuff everywhere, and you're making yourself comfortable. For your 5-hour stay, you say, let me buy a car here also. Let me get some payments on this. Let me get some this on this. Let me get some this on this. For 5-hour stay. So anybody that's going to come past and he's going to go and visit that waiting room is going to say, this person is not intelligent. He's only here for 5 hours and he's already busy in doing what? In putting his things together. He's not even resting. And by the time he gets all of his things together, it's time for boarding. It's time for boarding. So, all of the time that he was there in the waiting room, he didn't spend the time in resting. He spent his time in worrying about the logistics. So the Prophet ﷺ said, كُنْ فِي الدُّنْيَا كَأَنَّكَ غَرِيبٌ أَوْ عَابِرُ السَّبِيلِ. Live in this world as a traveler. You are, every individual, he or she is traveling. We are traveling one destination to another destination. That's why 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes, it's the life of an average person who lives in this world in compared to the life of hereafter. Because Allah says, وَإِنَّ يَوْمًا عِنْدَ رَبِّكَ كَأَلْفِ سَنَةٍ مِمَّا تَعُدُّونَ. Just one day of the day of judgment is 1,000 years. So if a person lives for what, 60 years, it's 2.5 minutes or something, out of the 24 hours. And that's the fourth thing Ali bin Abi Talib radiallahu anhu reminded us of. وَالْإِسْتِعْدَادُ لِيَوْمِ الرَّحِيمِ. Taqwa consists of all these four things. When we talk about salah gives you taqwa in your life, Salam fasting gives you taqwa in your life, charity gives taqwa in your life, Hajj gives you taqwa in your life. This is the taqwa we're talking about here. And this is the taqwa Allah Azza wa Jal promises an eternal success for those people who have obtained this taqwa. May Allah grant us that success. May Allah Azza wa Jal make us among those people who are having the true piety and taqwa in their life. May Allah Azza wa Jal protect us from the temptations of this world. May Allah safeguard us and our family members, our children from this filthy environment. May Allah Azza wa Jal give them the best of upbringing in an Islamic, in an environment which is loved by Allah and His Rasul alayhi salatu wassalam. آمين. أقول قولي هذا استغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. Just a reminder, if you are sitting in the corners, please pass the donation box and put something in the donation box to help us with our الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلوات الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد بعدد من صلى وصام وصل على محمد وعلى آل محمد بعدد من قعد وقام وصل على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين والصحابة المقربين خصوصا على خير البشر بعد الأنبياء بالتحقيق أمير المؤمنين سيدنا أبي بكر الصديق صاحب رسول الله في الغار رضي الله عنه وعلى مزين المنبر والمحراب أمير المؤمنين سيدنا عمر بن الخطاب رضي الله عنه وعلى كامل الحياء والإيمان أمير المؤمنين سيدنا عثمان بن عفان رضي الله عنه وعلى مظهر العجائب والغرائب أمير المؤمنين سيدنا علي بن أبي طالب رضي الله عنه وعلى الستة الباقية من العشرة المبشرة وعلى سائر الصحابة والتابعين رضوان الله عليهم أجمعين. I begin in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. I send my humble salutations upon the children of Muhammad, his companions, family members, and those who follow the footsteps until the day of resurrection. Respected brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with His infinite and great mercy, Allah has made us amongst those people who are coming towards the path which Allah Azza wa Jalla has made for us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us to do that. May Allah Azza wa Jalla make us among those people that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with them. This is inshallah, this is a very blessed day, the day of Jum'ah, and Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that every single day of Jum'ah, Allah Azza wa Jalla accepts one prayer, one dua of every believer. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us that blessing of His, make us among those people who are receiving this, the title of Mustajab Da'wat on this blessed day. And may